What if you thought you were immune to all these issues that could happen as a result of all the stress that you were taking on in your life? What if you thought that life was going great and you could handle a million things at once? You could handle all the chaos in your life, and you could handle all these things that are getting thrown at you. But at the end of the day, you woke up and you realized you were not so healthy, you are not so secure, because your body was raging out at you. Your body was upset that you were not paying attention to it. You were not slowing down. You were not taking time for yourself. You were not truly intentional with the time that you had for yourself. As a result of neglecting yourself and its internal needs, you had developed other issues. These issues manifested into other things, and slowly but surely you realized that this issue was something that you had to fix, but it was only able to be fixed through you finding self-discovery and realizing that meditation and prayer are your only solution to this. And when you went to the doctors and they prescribed you something, you thought that this medicine would really help solve the problem and you could do whatever you wanted to. But no, it goes deeper than that. It's your digestive tract, your internal well-being, and your mindset. When you really took a step back and realized all the stress had built up inside and manifested to something else, you truly felt lost. You thought, how could I feel so good for so long and then one day wake up and feel like I was hit by a truck? And the more you embodied yourself with this feeling of disgust, the more you got depressed and anxious. The more you realized that anxiety was creeping in and you had no reason why you were so anxious. You were almost done with your renovation at your house and you were seeing the finish line. Everything was assigned and things were not so organized. But the chaos that you lived in and everything that you felt inside was not doing well. You self-suppressed these things and thought that it was okay to get all worked up over things, but not knowing this emotion and this intense feeling that you had for things was just going to turn into something else in your body. Your body keeps the score, whether you like it or not. Your body keeps the score when it comes to mental health, when it comes to everything you do in life, physical or spiritual, mental, everything. And your body knows. And eventually it will break. The immunity that you built up can only withstand so much pressure. And when you do not let go and release that pressure, it manifests into something. Now, it can be solved over time if you take the time to really listen to yourself and realize that sometimes you don't need to complete that task that day. Sometimes you don't need to find or know everything at that moment, and sometimes life is as it is. It goes back to knowing that you can't control everything in life, but what you can control is being at peace with yourself and accepting and turning it back toward God. Sometimes you do an exercise or meditation and becomes so mundane and so repetitive that, like yoga for me, that you've lost its importance or its purpose. And when you truly rely on it or that specific thing, you realize you need something different in your life. The style of yoga, the way you're taking it, the class you're taking is not intentionally helping you. And it's all because you've realized your mind is telling you you need something else to solve this problem. And it doesn't come easy. Sometimes you really need to seek help within. And I think the best thing you can do for me was relaxing and really getting rest and really focusing on getting sleep or being intentional and getting deep quality sleep. Sometimes sleeping isn't as important unless you get the deep sleep. But for me, I knew I was overdoing it. I thought I was okay, and I thought that it was going to be all right and my body could withstand it, until one day I woke up and I felt this way. And this wasn't the first time that I felt this way, because I can get overwhelmed and overstimulated, and eventually the stress is such a crazy, chaotic reaction, and I don't want to emotionally carry things from my children to my personal life, my work life, and everything, but it really adds up. And before you know it, the older you get, I think you feel more, I want to say, in tune with how you feel if you're connected with your body. And your body can only handle so much. The more stress you put on it, the less able your immune system is to handle these types of things in your life. So it is best to take a break from whatever is stressing you out and to change things up, to change your workout, change your scenery, take a break, go for a walk at the mall, go for a walk at the park, but really be intentional with listening to your body when it needs to rest and not pushing yourself past its limits. And this is such a problem in today's society, because society says we must push ourselves to be where we need to be in life. But let me tell you, living a wonderful, happy life does not require you to burn yourself out. And it doesn't require you to go beyond what you feel within your body. And this brings me to the fact that you create your reality. So your stress and your brain fog and all of this, which I can attest, I probably had this problem for a while, but the brain fog, really, I didn't really think that I had brain fog until I started to work on healing myself, and I woke up one day and things became clearer. And I realized, yes, that was brain fog before. And yes, it was blocking me from feeling a certain way and looking at things differently and really being at one with myself, because this brain fog is no joke. Sometimes you don't even know that you're really sick or your body is pushing back towards something until it gets too extreme. And these problems can manifest in so many issues in your body. And so today what I did was I picked up some probiotics. I heard they're very beneficial for gut health. And your immune system starts in your gut. And your lymphatic system, all of that is important. So remember that. But what's truly intentional about this is that anyone can slip, anyone can feel burnout, anyone can get to this extreme point, and it's easier to stop the momentum of it going further forward when you feel your body telling you something. When you feel your body telling you, this is not the right thing to do, I need to take a break. And, I thought I was immune to this, and I thought that this kitchen renovation, this whole thing was going to be fine, especially dealing with stressful things, being a parent, and other things that life throws at you. And it just seems like sometimes it could be never ending, and that's when you need to take a break. When you can't see that there is possibility and there is hope. And for all of us, it's easy to ignore these signs in our body. So for me, I was glad that I finally took action. But what I will say is this doesn't make you any more resilient or any different if you keep pushing through whatever issue you have, and know that there is hope, there is faith, and there is an option when you get to this point. And sometimes you just have to give it all up and rest and really get sleep, because that's what heals your body. And really be truly intentional about your health and diet. And know that every little thing that you eat should have purpose, because it can manifest into something else in your body if it doesn't have purpose when you ingest it. Be truly mindful of that. But don't think it can't happen to you, and don't think that you're never ending, because eventually it catches up with you, and it's worse the longer you wait. So be truly intentional with what you do in your life and how your body is giving you signs to stop and to be aware, because you can really stop and help yourself that way.